I'm at the ESL R1 event at Katowice, and in this video I'm going to take you for a behind the scene tours for what is involved for this type of absolutely insane esports event. So at the moment you can see that I'm stood right in the middle of the main stage like a complete crew. And around the main stage we have, of course, the SimRigs that the drivers will be using to actually compete in the ESL R1 races. So each rig is going to be used by different drivers throughout Saturday and Sunday, and you can see here they've got these name tags on the back of them which will be moved and placed on depending on which driver is in the rig. At the moment we have a gorgeous James Baldwin here just getting some practice in. He really doesn't want to be in this video, sorry. Moving on, we also have a bunch of other drivers over here, but you can see what's really interesting is just how the rigs are actually configured and set up and put in a way so that it can also be filmed in a rather interesting and dynamic way for those of you watching at home. Here we have the commentators booth where you've got some screens that will show information to the commentators whilst they're doing the commentary, the actual racing action itself, and anything that they need to be notified of. We have the microphones that we're all going to be wearing, which goes back to the control room, which I'll show in a bit, with communication from the director letting us know when we're going live, who's going live, where the cameras are going to. They will all be on us and we'll all be mic'd up. We have a giant screen above us which will be showing the actual racing action going on, but this screen, the talent, I say talent very loosely, this screen the talent really won't be using it. It'll be more for the cameras to look at whilst the race is going on. It's something that's nice and visual, and also that screen is positioned so that spectators in the audience, which are at the side behind the rigs, wherever they're sat, they will be able to see the race in action. So let's take a look at some of the cameras that's involved with the filming of this event. We have just your standard man-controlled camera here, which will be used for some specific close-up shots and shots with nice depth of field for them to cut to. We have the insane camera on a crane here, which will be doing the opening shot as it sort of pans in and letting you see the entire stage. I think some of the most interesting shots will be produced by this crane. I think maybe if we ask nicely they'll let us take the crane back home with us, though I might have trouble fitting it into my basement. We also have these two cameras here which are going to be positioned onto the commentators. These are remote controlled NDI cameras that all go back to the control room, which I'll show in a minute. Those I think will be the main cameras that you'll see a lot of the commentary action from. Now, rather interesting with this configuration, what we have is not only the main stage where all the action and driving will be taking place, but we also have a separate pit lane area, and this is where I'm going to be spending most of my time during the broadcast. And this pit lane area is where all the team drivers will be, coaches, and all the management aspects of the drivers, and possible pit lane punch-ups will be happening here. At the moment we have a Star Wars lightsaber battle going on. This is how you warm up esports drivers. We can't get him to smile. We tried, but so this is the pit lane area. It's going to be interesting to see what happens down there. And then moving around just so you can see everything, we also have the crate for Rennsport, which is a nice sort of demo unit area that is used for showing Rennsport off to the general public. This crate has been travelling the entire universe, not just Earth, Goodwood, Munich, Nuremberg. It's going to go everywhere, and it has been everywhere. And there's the crate manager. And so that's awesome to see there, and a rather weird and interesting way to actually demo a game, putting multiple SimRigs in a crate. Let me just get you a view here for those of you that are crate fans. So you probably see that if you've seen Rennsport anyway, it's probably been demoed in that crate. So now we're going to make our way to the race control booth. This booth will be used for drivers to run up to and scream at the race control if they're not happy with a penalty. So you have multiple computers set up here showing what comes up on the screen, dealing with the penalties. I'm sure we might see some of the team managers come over here to scream at them for giving them the wrong penalty. Hopefully, I'm here for the spice. That's what we like to see. And then behind the scenes here, around the back, we have the actual broadcast control center. Actually, there's a backup rig here in case there's any problems, they need to swap something out. And then you have the whole broadcast control center here with all the camera people, making sure that everything's operating decent, and a lot of fancy work going on. It's absolutely crazy what's involved to get this kind of operation to work. So all the people obviously going to be mic'd up, all the production team, and then they can communicate to everyone, keeping everything flowing. We have an absolute cable disaster going on. You can see the driver cameras which are editing to the feed, and they can jump to them. I mean, look at this. This is absolute madness. They're obviously just setting up some stuff there as well, but it's pure insanity. This is the lighting control board for all the lights that are above the stage. You know, there's so much involved in this production. It's like it's theatre gone mad. It's like someone's like, oh, hang on, we could have theatre where everyone's got rehearsal lines and it's predictable, or we could add a bunch of SimRigs into things and make it entirely overly complicated. But that's the joy and excitement of esports, really. So as you can see up there, we have the big screens here, big LED screens at the back, and that is a quick tour of the ESL R1 Rennsport setup. I think this venue might end up touring around as well, so you're probably going to see this setup a few times moving into the future, but it's absolutely crazy, and it's fantastic to see SimRacing get to a level where we're having really serious, crazy live esports events. But thanks for you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to click that like button, make sure to subscribe, and until the next one, happy tea drinking and goodbye, guys.